Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. We've got two teams here looking to find a way to win. It's the Colts coming in at 7-2, going up against the Raiders, who come in at 4-5. So with kickoff approaching, let's send it over to our commentators here this afternoon, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, from the heartland of America, EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to Lucas Oil Stadium here in Indianapolis. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Oakland Raiders and the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Guyton, and Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight.
And this coaching staff has to be pleased with how their defense played last week. They held their opponents to 3 points, and that was it. They get anything comparable to that performance, this one's in the bag.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders. We're in November now, so this is where you really need to settle in, start getting down to business.
And in baseball, they talk about the dog days of August. November, these are the dog days of football, trying to get in position for the big push.
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And a look here at their signal caller, the 5th-year quarterback. They run the counter now on 1st down. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result. Because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move, to influence the defensive front, to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. But you're exactly right. Didn't move him. Sat there waiting for him and made the play.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. And they'll run it here. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
And, partner, in a lot of short yardage situations, you'll see the linebackers step up into the gaps, what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, to make sure they take away all spaces, all creases. That one worked really well for them.
Now only needed a yard, instead went backwards. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their 3rd-year quarterback. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now, if you want to take a shot on 2nd down and go play action and make it look like the same exact play and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way.
All right, here we go. 3-19! 3-19!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And And his pass incomplete. And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
So 2nd and 10 here.
Right. Hey, 4 down. Here we go now. Blue, line it.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
That was a nice play by the defense, but the offense can't let that one play define them. Let it go, move on, and start over again.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. The Colts send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. They had no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And now here come the Raiders. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. So this brings up a 2nd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, what a move. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
So finally, a first down run. The offensive line has got to feel a whole lot better about themselves because I think they were starting to wonder, were we ever going to solve this defense and be able to do what we like to do, which is run the football.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, they're certainly running the ball pretty well on this drive, and all I remember as a secondary guy was if you're making a lot of tackles in a game, that's usually not good for your defense. You've got to figure out how to keep things in front of you because you know there's 3 levels, defensive line, linebackers, and into the secondary. And if the 3rd level is leading your team in tackles, as a general rule, things aren't going so well for your defense.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll give the Raiders a first down.
And the tackle's made there by one of the secondary members. And I can guarantee you, having played that spot in the huddle right now or on the field, They're urging for a little bit more support from the guys up front. I actually remember one game where I hopped over a defensive lineman to make a tackle downfield and realized he was 10 yards downfield. That's not good. That's being driven off the line of scrimmage, and you can't have that if you're going to win a game on defense. It's not always as straight as that team wanted it more than the other, but on that play, it actually was true. They were faster to the ball.
So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. And a look at the offense that is hoping to put some points up in bunches here in this one. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Back to throw here. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Their big tight end with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. And that makes it 7-zip Oakland. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. It's a gain of 14 there. And it'll give the Colts a 1st down.
Whether it's what we call an even front or an odd front, and an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even front. You've got to control those guys in the middle. Whether it's the nose or the 2 defensive tackles in a 4-man front, if those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play, they were able to actually take care of business.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's got time in the pocket. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. And it's possible that today the most important group could be the linebackers.
Yeah, the second level, as we like to call them, right? Defensive front has to control things, but the linebackers, they do more than clean up. They help create big plays.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down.
Green 39! Green 39!
Out out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
The Colts send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. The Raiders swarm in and block it. Now they can run with it. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Into the end zone. Oakland Raiders, touchdown.
Partners, you well know every block punt wasn't necessarily a called block. Sometimes the guy just finds his way back there. Doesn't matter. The play happens, and that one turned into 6 points because they handled it so well after the block.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Well, not only did they block it, the awareness to go and grab it and then take it into the end zone for 6 points. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field.
And I think the ball's out. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he stopped immediately there. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6. So following the run, we'll see what they do here on 3rd down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Surveying the field. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. They come up in an offset eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Old school defensive tackle play dictated just stood up and danced with the guy in front of you. And if a guy came near, tackle him. New school, you don't want to just dance. You want to get past him, get upfield, and make the play in the backfield. A big-time play there.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Every now and then when we see a really good run, we really tend to focus on what other people did in order for that run to happen. What the offensive line did, what the receivers did to help. Sometimes the running back's pretty good too. And on that play, he picked up a lot of good yardage and made it happen with great effort.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. He's brought down that time by a couple of Raiders. At the end of one, 14-0 is our score. We'll come back to Indianapolis after this. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That is caught inside the 5. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
And those first downs do add up. The offense keeps the ball moving downfield and keeps their defense on the bench, giving them a chance to rest.
From the 4-yard line, it's 1st and goal now. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, that defensive win reminds me of something a coach of mine used to say all the time. If you really want it, you'll find a way to go get it. And the defense did exactly that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
He's got time. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Their dangerous wide receiver. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Colts able to get this back within a touchdown. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
And he's able to put it through. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Now the Colts defensive unit trots back out there. See if they can regroup a little bit. They gave up the touchdown last drive.
And you know from our meetings with coaches all across the league, one of their pet peeves, when teams get down, a lot of these guys now, they want to treat it like it's a video game or something. Hit reset. Let's start over, coach. Out of the first 2 series, they don't even matter now. Let's play again. That's not how it works. You're down. You gave up a touchdown. You can't do it again. You have to dig in, grit it out, and fight it out. reset buttons. It's driving everybody crazy. There are no reset buttons when you're playing in this game.
Preach, Chucky, preach. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. So they go out of the gun, try to delay it on the draw, but nothing there.
Yeah, good play by the defense there. They sniffed it out and made sure there were no gaps for him to run. If you're the offense, though, you have to think to yourself, maybe I go play action down the road.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Handoff as they run the counter play. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Textbook defense, nowhere to go for the runner. They get there, they make the tackle, play over.
Let's go! Blue landing!
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. 3 yards to go here on 2nd down. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line.
How about the defensive linemen? That's where a good run defense begins, with the guys up front. When they hold the line, hold the point of attack, that allows everyone else to get there and make tackles.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. So an excellent throw and an excellent catch there.
Zone coverage, which means you just have to find the open areas in between defenders. That's exactly what happened on that play.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. And they're behind the sticks here a bit now, dealing with a 2nd and 12. They're going to look to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Quarterback and receiver on the same page, and they beat the man coverage.
Sometimes you get too aggressive as a defense. You go into man coverage. That means you've got to win at the line of scrimmage yourself. On that play, the offense did.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Finding time. That's caught at the 3. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
I'd love to sit down at some point in our offseason and talk to these defensive coordinators in the red zone. Tight end is obviously a big threat, yet these guys continue to make plays. Is there any other way to stop them?
Apparently not. In the red zone, like you said, that's your guy. They got it to him.
Supreme confidence in going to a playmaker.
They've made goal line offense a priority on the practice field this week. This is exactly the situation they've been prepping for. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
And that was a nice play by the defense, and it is tough to be an offensive lineman nowadays, especially if you're dealing with how the defensive tackles have evolved. Their quickness, their agility, their speed has changed the big guys in the middle, the center, and the offensive guards. Formerly, they were just power players. Now they have to be light on their feet as well to keep up with the speed of the defensive players. His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. Back to throw here. He's got time in the pocket. And that is incomplete. Now is the field goal team here as the Raiders will try for 3. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So a 15-play drive. Can't believe that only resulted in 3, but it did.
That is somewhat amazing, isn't it? When you hold the ball that long, run offense that well, yet only put 3 points on the board, it has to be a little bit of a disappointment, doesn't it?
Has to. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. They come up with an offset eye, and they'll go on the ground. Room here to run. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Offensive linemen are famous for doing their job no matter who's carrying the ball. But when they have the confidence that the person carrying it can break off big-time runs, it makes them block just a little bit harder.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
No, check, Patriot!
And he'll give it here to his running back. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. Second down, 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
Everyone's looking for the big runs, the explosive runs, the 20 to 30-yard plays. But anytime you're picking up good yardage and setting yourself up on down and distance, offenses love that too.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. The Colts send out their punter. He'll boot it away from about his 35. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Indianapolis right after this. Back now. As I search for my cue card here, there we go. Coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando. He'll have highlights. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. Call it a 3-yard gain, and they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments.
Let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
Back to throw now on 1st down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Back to throw again. Quick throw, that's complete on the inside slant.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
Face mask penalty, and Charles, you were a defender. You know sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to keep your hands away from that face mask.
Sometimes you just get out of position as a defender when you're trying to make a tackle, so you end up flailing away, and your hand gets into the wrong spot.
Here we go. Green, 39.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They'll look to throw again. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll come out in the pistol. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got a key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So the drive takes them inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. And now we get a look at the captain of this offense heading back out there now. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of it. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground.
Coming to you, coming to you. Gun!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. But they brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
Looking to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Here's the Raiders punter now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure this team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game, but just let him know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence.
One of the underappreciated aspects of great quarterbacks is their ability to sell fakes. And on draw plays, when they can sell the pass really hard to the defense and then hand it off, that's when that play's successful.
So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry?
All right, let's roll the highlights. Third down at the 27. Here we get a quick pass and completion, and he capped off the long drive with the TD. That takes the lead up to 7. Colts have it at the 4. Here he'll look into the end zone. This play goes for a score.
Thank you, LR.